Hey guys, Adrian Shepherd here, author of I Succeed and creator of ISucceedBook.com. And I'm really getting into doing these vlogs, so I thought I'd shoot up another video and pass some ideas your way. So, what have I got for you today? Well, I was thinking about what it takes to be a great parent in this day and age. You know, being a parent is a tough job. We all know that. It's sometimes thankless because kids just don't appreciate what it takes to be a parent. All the things we have to do and, you know, the things behind the scenes. They see just happy mommy or daddy, but they don't see the bills, they don't see all the hard work, they don't see the pain and suffering that sometimes parents have to go through. It's tough. So I was thinking about what things do parents really need to aspire to be great parents. And great parents are one of the keys to the future of the world. You see, parents pass on the knowledge to kids, and then kids become our future. So in order to have a great future, we need to have great kids. In order to have great kids, we need great parents. So that's what I'm aspiring to be, a great parent. Now, I don't consider myself an expert. My son's only 3, so I've only had 3 years' experience. However, I was a teacher of kids for many years, and over that time I saw lots of different kids, and I saw how their parents treated them and what techniques worked and what didn't work. So I came up with 8 ideas that I think every parent should aspire to be. But before I get to them, I'd like to tell you a little bit about how I came up with them. As I was jotting them down, I started to think, boy, these sound really familiar. And I realized that I was thinking back to what my mentor said, Jim Rohn. Now, he said these time and time again in his seminars and his audio programs, but he talks about leadership. And if you think about it, that's all a parent really is, a leader. They must lead their family through the minefields of life. So, what did Jim Rohn say? Well, he said, at first, a leader must be strong, but not rude. And this is something a lot of leaders forget as they move up the ranks. They start to think that they're above people below them, that they don't have to do certain things, that these tasks are beneath them. Now, if you've ever had a boss that you didn't really appreciate, it's probably because of that. They weren't leading you, they were telling you, they were demanding. And unfortunately, many leaders rest on their laurels, things that they did 5 or 10 years ago that got them into that position. But once they've gotten into that position, they haven't really done that much. And this is a thing that plagues a lot of leaders, as I'm sure you've encountered in your experiences. So, I like to think about leadership as what Dwight D. Eisenhower said. In World War II, what he did is he had a meeting with his generals. And what he did is he put a piece of string on a table. And he said, ladies and gentlemen, this piece of string represents leadership. If you push from behind, and you push the string, it doesn't go anywhere and it just shrivels up. He says, but if you lead from the front, and you took the string from the front and you pulled it, you have a clear direction, everyone knows where you're going. I love that analogy when I heard it. I just thought that was the best thing. So that's what every leader should do, just like every parent must do. A parent must lead. Okay, they must be strong. But when they start taking advantage and just getting angry and shouting, that doesn't always work. There are times for it, but you need to use them strategically, not every day. Okay, so the second thing Jim Rohn talks about is that a leader must be kind but not weak. And this is what I believe is the first idea every parent should aspire to be. You see, I'm kind. I love my son. I give him lots of stuff. I give him all the love I can. But I need to have boundaries. I need to have rules, and I'm strict and I'm tough. And if he makes a mistake and he does something wrong, I have to punish him. It's because I love him that I punish him. Now, I'm not talking anything mean, super mean, but I do raise my voice. I sometimes smack his hand because I need him to know certain things are dangerous. And I want to protect my son, but I can't always be there for him. So I need to teach him what's right and what's wrong, both morally and in the world itself. You know, knives are dangerous. Hot pans are hot, so we've got to be careful. Fire is dangerous. So I want to be able to teach him, but I don't want to be overwhelmingly tough. So I'm actually really kind, but when I get angry, he listens. He knows that he's stepped over the line or he's done something bad. I don't really need to do much anymore. I just need to raise my voice and he understands, hey, uh-oh, and that's it. You know, it's incredible if you start early how easy it is to make sure that everything goes smoothly in a family. Okay, So that was the first idea that I wrote down, actually. But that was Jim Rohn, so I kind of borrowed it. Thanks, Jim. Okay, so what was number 2? I came up with be strict, but not mean. A lot of people are mean, and they push it too far. You've got to be strict and have rules, but you don't want to push it too deeply. You know, you get angry, you get upset, but you also let them know, hey, I still love you. That's really important. Kids don't want to feel that they don't have your love, and that just because they did something bad, that you take your love away from them. That's not the case. In fact, most parents get angry because they love them. Okay? But we want to say that, hey, you did something wrong, I still love you, but you need to understand you did something wrong. Okay, so that's bad, you're not, you just made a mistake. And that's something I try and do daily, to teach him, you know, that mistakes happen, and I make a mistake, and if I make a mistake, I let him, you know, slap my wrist or whatever, because, hey, I deserve it. Now, no one's perfect. Okay, number 3. Oh, be crazy, but not too crazy. Kids thrive on energy. Now, if you've ever seen a kid whose parents are active, the kids are active. It's just a reflection of their upbringing. But when kids are very quiet and polite and don't really move, that's also a reflection of their upbringing. I think kids thrive on energy. Have you ever seen them in a playground? They love to run and play and jump and kick and whatever. So I get crazy, and I try to imagine what it was like to be a kid. You see, parents have this thing that they forget. It's called that they were young once. They forget what it's like not to know what to do and what not to do. But that's what a kid's life is. It's constantly learning. So I try to get into their mind. What do they see? What's fun for them? How do they enjoy their lives? And I try to, you know, fake it till I make it sometimes. Sometimes I'm not interested in trains or this or that. But I pretend to be. I try to be. I look at it and I get excited. I just pretend. But amazingly, the more we pretend, the more the truth actually, it becomes truth. So it's something I think every kid loves when a parent appreciates his toys and his life and his experiences. Most parents are too busy worrying about their lives and their experiences. But we've got to remember, kids have lives too, and they need to know that a parent's there for them and understands their situation. Okay. Number 4, I said, you've got to be smart. You've got to be smart, but you don't want to be too smart again. What do I mean by this? Well, you know, you want to know what's right and what's wrong, but you don't want to suck out all the fun of it. You know, you can make things very dry, and that's by, you know, telling facts and being clear, but it's boring for kids, so don't be too smart. You've got to make them understand it in their way, and that way you've got to be a little crazy, a little different, a little creative, and getting your point across. You know, kids pick up more by visual, not by words. A lot of parents just shout and, you know, tell them off, but kids don't really understand what's going on, so they need to be shown. That's really, really powerful for kids. Okay. I also say that you need to be angry, but also loving. I talked about this earlier. It's okay to get angry. You know, that some parents think, oh, I'll never get angry, I love my child so much. You're not doing a service to them. You're hurting them, in fact. Kids need to know what's the difference between right and wrong, and they don't understand just by clear words if there's no real tonality in it. When you're angry, be angry, but also be loving at the same time. You know, forgive them quickly, and get back to being the wonderful parent you are. Number 6, you should be supportive, but not smothering. A lot of parents are supportive. They want to protect their child, you know, encourage them that they can do anything. Yeah, I get it, but let's be realistic. You know, not every kid can do everything. So you've got to support them as much as you can, but you can't let, you know, them just, you know, follow things that they're never going to achieve. And you don't want to be around them all the time, like doing every little thing for them. You know, you don't want to smother their, you know, their life. It's their life, so you've got to step back and just let them learn. You know, they need to know that you're there when there's problems, but they also don't want you to be there all the time. Okay, so I hope that was clear. Okay, I also think that you need to be there and be present, but you need to give freedom. You know, you want to know where your kid is and what your kid is doing and be involved in everything the kid's doing, but you need to give them freedom. You need to give them space. That's how they grow. You know, if the parents are always there for them, then they rely on them too much. And this is what's happened in the world today, I think, for a lot of kids, is that they come to believe that the parents will take care of everything for them. And the fact is that, you know, one day they won't be. And in life, in business and whatever, you've got to understand that you've got to stand on your own 2 feet. Okay? So that's what I say, that you've got to be there and show them that you love them and, you know, have interest. But you've got to make sure you don't, you know, again, smother them, as I said before. And last but not least, I believe that you should be strong and weak. What do I mean by that? Well, there's times to be strong, and there's times to be weak. You know, you don't, although you have rules and, you know, telling them they've got to go to bed at this time and wake up this time, you want to get angry at the right times. Okay, they're, you know, 5 minutes late. You don't have to blow up. You know, hey, it's time to go to bed. You know, come on. Now, you can be strict if you like, but, you know, play it by ear. You know, don't blow up at the wrong times for the smallest of things. You know, when they do something seriously bad, that's when you blow up. And they'll know it, and they'll know they did something wrong. But if you're doing it all the time, they just start thinking, hey, that's who my dad is, or that's who my mom is. She's just crazy, and she shouts at everything. You don't want to do that. You want to be strong when you need to be strong, but you need to be, you know, tone it down when you need to tone it down. Okay. So, those are my 8 ideas on what I think every parent should aspire to be. Some of them overlapped, as you noticed, but I hope that made it clear for you, and I wish you luck applying them. And if you're wondering, many of these ideas do apply to other parts of our life as well. So, that's all I've got for you today. Have a great day. See you next time.